If you've spent at least 10 minutes in online aquarium spaces on social media like YouTube, Reddit, Discord, the old forums, or even old message boards, you've probably heard this message. Big box stores are evil and their products are trash. And if you buy your gear here, you're a naive beginner. You'll hear the self proclaimed gurus warn you away from big box stores. But look around right now. You see these aisles? This is where the actual aquarium hobby lives in America. You see, there's a huge disconnect between the online fish keeping world on social media and what's actually happening in reality on planet Earth. Today, we're just walking through these shelved aisles and unpacking why social media aquarium culture feels so fake, so uncanny, and so out of touch with the millions of quiet, happy fish keepers who just want a tank in their living room without getting lectured by a guy who sits in front of a green screen at his desk. So let's start with the biggest online narrative, the filter cartridge. The influencer trope goes like this. Big box stores are trapping you in a subscription scam with cheap filters that force you to buy expensive replacement cartridges every day forever. Then comes the hero moment, the guru video titled Hot Rod Your Filter, where they act like they've uncovered some big classified secret by telling you to stuff a piece of sponge, some coarse foam or polyfill, and a bag of bio rings into a filter housing meant for replaceable cartridges. Here's the reality check. AquaClear filters have been sold in big box stores with reusable media like bio rings and sponges for 50 plus years. That's since the 70s. It was never a secret. It was there the whole time. Stores stock different kind of filters, including cheap filters that take cartridges all the way up to the most advanced filtration technology available because customers want choices. Not everyone needs the most advanced filter technology, and the average fish keeper in America only has a few fish tanks. They're not obsessed with cutting corners and saving time. They actually want to participate in maintaining their aquariums, or they might actually want to enjoy their aquariums instead of constantly obsessing about how to do these tricks and hacks because they're not worried about having to clean hundreds of aquariums stuffed into their garage, their basement, or an extra bedroom. I think these cartridges, like anyone that's actually owned an aquarium for more than 3 weeks, knows that you don't throw them out every day or every week or even every month like the box says. You slide it out, you swish it around in a bucket of tank water during a water change, or you rinse it off in the sink, and you put it back in the filter. I've made these replaceable filter cartridges last over a year many times. It's very easy to do if you just gently rinse them off. But even if you want to throw them away, these filter cartridges are purchasable on Amazon and other wholesale bulk websites like that, where you can literally buy a case of them for pennies on the dollar and throw them away once a week if you want. These replaceable filter cartridges have a spot for two cartridges, so you throw one away, the other one's already been in there, cycled and ready to go. You put your new one in. Once the cycled one gets too dirty, you throw it away. The one that you added the last time will have a bacteria on. I mean, it's very easy to do. It's nothing new, and the hobby's operated with that option right next to the AquaClear, again, for over 50 years. Then you get these weird synchronized trends. Suddenly, every satellite channel to the big guru channel is making videos about the same exact niche product all at the same time. Take, oh, I don't know, under gravel filters. They were huge like, I don't know, 70 years ago, and they fell out of favor. Why? Well, the hang on back filter was invented. And then these under gravel filters disappeared from physical retail. Why? Stores don't waste shelf space on stuff that doesn't sell. It's simple. Petco, PetSmart, all the big box stores and Amazon sell undergravel filters online, but they do not waste shelf space on them because they do not sell. If something sits for 6 months in the retail store, it gets clearanced out and replaced with something people actually buy. Now, online, these influencers have 3D printers and they basically rebrand the old idea. They drop a fancy thumbnail claiming they've rediscovered a lost secret of fish keeping, and the parrot channels all echo, "Why doesn't Petco carry undergravel filter plates anymore? They're hiding the truth because they just don't make as much money selling undergravel filters as they do the cartridge style hang-on backs." Yet again, we see these cartridge style hang-on backs demonized, right? It makes no sense and it's simply not true. These big box stores aren't hiding anything. Nobody was buying those undergravel filters. But online, where nostalgia can be monetized and 3D printed with plastic, well, it carries a huge markup and old tech suddenly becomes a revolutionary breakthrough. So let's talk about the money, because this is where the anti-big box bias really gets transparent. Online creators love telling you not to buy at Petco, then immediately point you to the description box where it says use use code GURU10 for 10% off at my sponsor, or basically buy this exact filter from my affiliate link, right? Now, when you buy at a big box store, your money pays local workers from your community. It keeps the lights on in your community and it gets you the product today. Most of these even do same day delivery. Well, Petco's not cutting the local YouTuber a check on cartridge sales, so the YouTuber's going to tell you that Petco is a ripoff. It's pure manufactured bias. So the fundamental flaw in aquarium social media is that creators completely misunderstand their audience. They live in a bubble. Hundreds of aquariums in a basement or a spare bedroom. Weekends spent on 2-hour live streams answering the same basic questions over and over. They design hoodies, they sell branded coffee mugs, and they try to turn a quiet hobby into a high-octane content machine. They simply cannot comprehend the average American aquarist. Most fish keepers don't want 50 fish tanks or industrial shelving in their dining room. They have one 10 or 29 gallon in their living room, maybe bigger, maybe smaller. They like watching neon tetras or a pair of angel fish or some chili rasbora after a long day, and they don't care about optimal bioload metrics or maximum surface area optimization. They laugh at the hyper-obsessed online nerds. They buy their dechlorinator and food at the local big box store. They follow basic instructions and they end up with, oh, guess what? Healthy aquariums that thrive for years on a standard filter. They are the silent majority of fish keepers. They don't comment on forums, they're not watching 2-hour boring long live streams, and they're not buying influencer merch. And sometimes the manufactured outrage jumps species. Now, you might remember the brief, intense freakout when Petco moved a few Pac-Man frogs and tarantulas about, 20 feet from the reptile section to a small display near the cash registers. Online, it got framed as some kind of moral catastrophe. The truth? The reptile section is already right next to the checkouts in most stores. All that happened was a short walk across the same floor. The noise came mostly from the usual reptile show crowd. It's astroturfed. The same people who spend weekends at expos selling animals in deli cups to families pushing strollers just trying to escape the heat. Suddenly, the big box store was the villain for putting a couple frogs closer to the cash register. It's the same pattern. create a synthetic controversy, farm the engagement, and ignore how ordinary, real people on planet Earth actually use big box stores. This is why so much online fish keeping content feels uncanny and icky lately. It's no longer about sharing the quiet joy of a little slice of nature in your house. It's all algorithm optimization, watch time farming, and artificial controversy. How many videos have you seen where the creator stands in front of a green screen or completely blocks the view of their actual fish tanks with their head just to talk about random BS like their favorite movies or tacos and burritos? They're not even showing you fish anymore. They're talking heads stretching a 30-second thought into a 2-hour live stream because watch hours are ad revenue. They create this mirage that if you aren't doing everything the hard way, like custom sumps or hot rodding every hang on back filter or boycotting the big box stores, well, then you're doing it wrong. It's noise. It's a closed loop system where influencers copy influencers, satellite channels copy the gurus, and everyone pretends they've cracked the code while selling you the solution in the description. So here's the bottom line as we finish walking these aisles. It's completely fine to shop at a big box store. It's fine to grab a multi-pack of cartridges, a jug of basic dechlorinator, and a simple light. It's fine to ignore the hacks, the affiliate codes, and the endless debates over ceramic rings versus sponge density. Big box stores are still here because they offer options that work for real people with real lives. Budget, mid-range, and premium. They keep what sells, clearance what doesn't, and even do same-day delivery if you don't feel like driving. Don't let talking heads on social media make you feel guilty for enjoying this hobby on your own terms. Tune out the noise, skip the 2-hour live streams, and keep your tank clean and enjoy your fish. Thanks for walking through with me today, and ask yourself, are you part of the silent majority?